All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another live. I hope that you guys are doing well and I hope that you guys are staying safe. So, you guys, I'm on here a lot earlier than normal because I figured why not get it out the way? My neighbors haven't started playing their music as of yet. Keeping my fingers crossed, knock on wood. We should be good. But welcome, you guys, to another video here at Live Narc Free, where it is all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, if this is you guys' first time watching me, my name is Joy. I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006, and since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, you guys, today's not going to be too long or anything like that. Happy Sunday, happy sunny yay, happy September, and also happy going into October. And also, it's going to be fall soon, you guys. Are you looking forward to the weather change, the season change, and all that good stuff? So, um, yes. So, anyways, you guys, I'm back. And if you guys have any topics, please feel free to share them here in the live. But I did have some topics that I personally did want to go over. Some of these were left in the live that I did last week. We kind of did touch on it. So, just kind of like a recap here. Where we just talked about how the narcissist can manipulate your friends when it comes to the abuse, also in regards to keeping you stuck in the abusive, toxic, karmic cycle. And also, they can keep you confused. I guess that's another good topic, how the narcissist can confuse people. Also, the cognitive dissonance. I guess we can also touch on that, to be honest, because I did want for us to kind of go over that. Yeah, let's actually talk about that. Let me see here. Cognitive dissonance. We'll definitely touch on that in a few. Yeah. Okay, but before we do get into that, again, a recap here. So again, the individual was just asking me, for those that have experienced domestic violence, the person was just asking me, hey, does this domestic violence abuser, are they a narc? Now, I personally said that, it just really depends, to be honest, because all domestic abusers are not necessarily narcissists. Although, if they are being domestic and, physically hitting someone, then obviously, yeah, then they are an abuser. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, because the thing with a narcissist is that's actually their personality. With an abuser, they're just doing a certain action. They're behaving a certain way, but that doesn't really make them a narcissist per se, if that makes sense, right? Because sometimes a domestic abuser can just lash out or just have a tantrum or whatever, but they may not do it all the time. It may not be like an everyday thing, and yeah, they may have to work on their anger issues or any jealousy or whatever they may be fighting through, their inner demons or insecurities and things like that. But like I said, it doesn't make them a narc per se. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that was a good question. And it's crazy too, because I actually have had people that were being domestically abused. One of the situations wasn't a narc per se, but the other person that reached out to me was a female. She did say that the narc that she was dealing with was actually physical with her. So, that was a scenario. But yeah, and things like that. But let's see here. What else? Okay, so let's talk about the topic today, you guys. And like I said, feel free to chime in, what you guys think on the topic and things like that. So let me look here. I do have, okay, yeah. So the narcissist wants you to be dependent on them. Why is that? Why does a narcissist want their victims to be dependent on them? And Blue, hi, how are you? Hey, Blue, how are you doing today? So yeah, why does the narcissist want their victims to be dependent on them? So definitely for many reasons, right? The narcissist needs the attention, for one. They need the attention, they need the supply. The narcissist needs to feel like, they're in control of something, that, they have power over somebody or some sort of authority, and things like that. The narcissist also needs to feel like, they're controlling you, and hi Mike, Larry, hi. It's an ego thing for the narcissist too. It strokes their ego, it gives them a false sense of like pride, when it comes to that, being able to make somebody dependent on them, or vice versa, or like especially like for the male narc, they like to use the trick where they're like, hey, whoever victim that they have around them, they're like, oh, I'll take care of you, I'll take care of all the bills, I'll take care of everything, but they'll say, hey, you just cook and clean and things like that, but I got all the expenses. And so what happens is they're able to trap that victim, because now the victim is fully dependent on the narcissist, financially, and things like that. So they're kind of codependent essentially. And so it's almost as if they can't function without the narcissist. They can't think without the narcissist, or they literally cannot do anything outside of the home. When it comes to maybe other like things that they do in their lives, they actually have to call the narcissist, or they have to, be at the narcissist's beck and call, or and things like that. They got to ask the narcissist for permission to do certain stuff, they can't make decisions without the narcissist. That's how sometimes the narcissist can get people. And the thing is that that person wasn't like that before, or they probably wasn't behaving that way, but they started behaving that way because the narcissist was the one that initiated. The narcissist was like, hey, I'll do this or I'll do that, and let me, because the narcissists, they like to try to impress people, and they like to try to make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm being a good boyfriend, I'm taking care of my wife, or I'm taking care of my girlfriend, and things like that. And the thing is, I'm not saying, like, some people in general, like some men like to do stuff like that, like, and that's good, but just to make sure that it doesn't get in a codependent dynamic, you want to make sure that you always have something coming in, like you're always working, or you're doing something, being productive, so that way when stuff goes left, you're not like, oh, fully dependent on the narcissist, which is how they want to get you. So that way, again, because the whole point of the narcissist is they want to keep you stuck, right? They want to keep you trapped. They want to make it so that you can't move on. They want to make it so that you're stuck, miserable, and basically where the narcissist can control you. They can call shots and, make some phone calls or make decisions, and you're dependent on them and you can't do anything about it. That's how the narcissist wants to get you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how parents are too. The narc parents or the in-laws, they'll do that too. They want to make it so like, they'll raise you your whole life. And then, when you try to move out, or you try to claim your independence and do your own thing and live your life as you should, you have every right to do that. But the parent will try to make you feel guilty. The parent will try to make you feel under obligation. They'll try to make you feel overwhelmed and make you feel bad for wanting to live your own life. They'll make you feel bad for having your own mind and thinking how you want to think, or having your own beliefs, having your own values, and having your own morals outside of the narcissistic parent. The narcissistic parent is like, no, like, you got to live how I want you to live. I want to live my life through you. And if you don't do that, the narcissist parent is either going to abandon you, they're going to reject you, they're going to smear you to other family members. They're going to make you the scapegoat, and everything bad that happens in the family, that narc parent is going to blame it on you. It's going to be your fault just because you don't submit to the narcissistic parent's authority. That narc parent feels like just because they're taking care of you, which is what a parent should do, they feel like you owe them your life. And it's just like, no, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. But with a narcissistic family cult dynamic, that's what they do, and it's just not right, Mike Larry, you said my girlfriend called me a narcissist, but I think I'm just trying to guide her to the right path in life. He says, but I don't want her to look at me as a narc. She calls me controlling, but I look at look at, I'm the man in a relationship and I should lead and she should follow, like the Bible says. I mean, to be honest, men should lead. Like, if a woman, just based off of what I've seen, if a woman is trying to lead the relationship, it's destined to go left, or it's not going to be happy, because women leading is just a recipe for misery, um, destruction, and unhappiness, and just discontentment, boredom. It's like the man should be able to lead. Now, the unfortunate part is that some men, when they're trying to lead, sometimes they don't know how to lead, or maybe they are so used to being with women that lead, and so they're not sure. You got to learn. You got to learn how to lead, because when the woman is leading, it's just, yeah. Now, some women can lead, but like I said, it's just that's not really how it should be. I mean, it's not to say that the woman can't have any say or anything like that, but at the end of the day, the man should be the one to lead. But the man should not be behaving like a narc, or he should not be behaving like a dictator and things like that. Like, he needs to be compromising, and not taking advantage of the power and the authority. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be careful on that. And he has to work through his demons, right? He has to know his value. He has to know his word. He has to love himself. He has to love God. He has to have a relationship with God. And he needs to know what's right and wrong and stuff like that. Like, you can't take advantage of the power that you have been given. You know what I'm saying? And same with the ladies too. Ladies do the same thing. And I guess that leads me to the next point too, is sometimes the female narc wants to have their victims dependent on them, or they may try to make themselves to where they have to depend on that person. Meaning, like I said, they could try to fake a pregnancy, and stuff like that, and may say, oh, you got to take care of this child for the rest of your life, or they may try to put you on child support and stuff like that. So you just got to be careful. People will take advantage. That's the unfortunate part about this world. But not everybody's like that, though. Excuse me. Not everybody's like that. So you just got to be really good at, like, weeding out the good from the bad, because there's good and bad out there. I guess that's just how God wanted it to be. But you just got to really be careful. And, like, you got to use your discernment. If you're unsure, reach out for support, right? Reach to the right people. Because, like I said in the previous videos, is that you will have friends that are karmic friends that could be jealous of you, that might be envious, and they may feel like you're a threat, or they may feel like they don't want you to be in a happy relationship, or they may feel like, oh, well, I'm not happy, so you can't be happy, and things like that. So you got to be very, very careful who you tell certain stuff to. You know what I'm saying? So, Larry, you said, I don't want her. Okay, yeah, we read that already. And Mikey said exactly. Yeah, it's true. You know what I'm saying? It's very true. I've seen it to where, I mean, take my story for instance. Like I said, with my aunt, she led the house, you guys. She led the house. I gotta be honest. She did. She led the house. She was the lady of the house. And yeah, and you guys know my story when I told you about me living with my aunt for those 5 years. And it was nice in the beginning. Like I always say, it was good, right? But then, yeah. So you just really, really got to be careful. Now, I know they say, sometimes when a woman leads, happy wife, happy life. That's good. That's all fun and dandy. But at the end of the day, you just got to make sure everyone's happy, as much as they can be. Because, everybody's going to have their good and their bad days, right? So you just got to kind of have that balance. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, just be careful though with the narcissists, because they could be trying to get you to depend on them. I said they'll use that against you. Whether it's to hurt you, to harm you, manipulate you, to control you, to deceive you, and things like that, to take things from you, to steal, to gaslight, so you just really, really have to be careful with these people here. So the next point I wanted to talk about, you guys, is kind of interesting because as I did the live last week, somebody was saying like, does a narcissist have a soul? And honestly, I don't know, because the way that they treat people, you'd be like, man, like, why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? So let's look it up. Let's see, does the narcissist have a soul? And a lot of them, they do, but it's not there. Let me see. Hold on. Does the narcissist have a, um, let's see. So, okay, so I went to reddit.com here. It says there isn't much information about whether narcissists have a soul, but here's some related information about narcissists and their sense of self-worth. It says narcissistic collapse. It says narcissists can feel a loss of their sense of self-worth, which can lead to depression and suicide. This is because their sense of self is based on how others interpret them. Now, again, there is a good, healthy narcissism, right? Because I know a lot of times we say, oh, okay, you know, this is what the narcissist does, narcissistic abuse, we get that. But in order to accomplish and have certain things in your life and to live a certain way, you have to be confident, like you have to believe in yourself. And that's a normal, you know, you should feel that way, right? We're not saying that you can't be confident, you can't be, you know, self-assured and, you know, feel that you are important, because you are, right? But you have some people that are narcissists that take advantage of that, right? They manipulate it and they turn it for evil, right? So it just says some people have traits associated with narcissism that can be helpful. It says healthy narcissism can form long-lasting relationship, praise others, and have a stable sense of self-worth. Now, let's see here. Now, it just talks about the causes. It says narcissistic personality disorder may be linked to genetics or environment. For example, parent-child relationships that are too critical or too adoring can contribute to the disorder. So just be careful. You know, a lot of this, you know, NPD, narcissism, definitely has a lot to do with parenting. So, you know, the narcissistic parents, the narcissistic in-laws, they have a big part to play in how many narcissists we have in the society. I'm not saying that I'm blaming them per se, although they kind of did, you know, folks can grow up in these type of environments, or if they grow up, if it's a toxic environment, or let's say somebody grew up in a foster home, foster care. And so, you know, they was exposed to different types of stuff and made them become a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And so, Blue, you said Narc built up dependency in order to control their victim. Yeah, definitely. And I'll be honest with you guys, like, I can admit that at the point in time, like I said, I didn't know what I was dealing with. I didn't know I was dealing with a narcissist. And I will never forget, it was to the point where, I mean, I was still looking for guidance at that time. I think I was like, how old was I? I was like 21, 22 or something like that at that time. And I remember I saw the narcissist as a guide. I was like, oh, okay, you know, he had his own business and he had a lot going for himself and stuff like that. And he lived in a very nice area. He lived in the area that was very nice, and he was doing good for himself, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like, some narcissists can be very well accomplished, but they're miserable, you know? So it just depends on what type of narcissist you're dealing with and things like that. And he was the type of person that when I would go and visit him, he would have this big book case, and he had like all these books. Like, he would read a lot. So that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these narcissists, they study people. And I'm not saying it's anything, wrong with reading and studying, because I do that. I read, I study. I love to read. I like to study stuff. But it's like, what are you doing with the information? You get me? So, but like I said, some people can take certain information and they'll use it against people. But no, I'll never forget this. There was a point in time where like I said, I saw the narcissist as a mentor. And I remember asking him for his advice. I was asking him for guidance. I was like, hey, should I do this? Hey, should I do that? And it was getting to the point where I literally could not make a decision without the narcissist. I can admit that. I did do that. It got into that point. And again, I was thinking like, okay, he's a cool friend, I can trust him, and things like that. I felt like he had my best interest at heart. Um, but it turned out that he didn't. Narcissists are very good at what they do. I gotta give them the credit. They're very good at what they do. It's just that they don't care. They destroy people. They try to break people down. They'll try to set people up. And it's all for their own personal gain. It's all for their own personal gain, and it's sad. It's really sad that they do this, because no one should be out there harming people, for their own personal gain, or trying to make some money, by trying to, like, trap somebody with a kid, or trying to make money with whatever they do, and try to destiny swap, and and things like that, or try to hire somebody to do, like, bribing people, and trying to get somebody set up or whatever, or trying to get somebody to react. It's just like, that's just unnecessary. It's unacceptable, and yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, they will make you dependent on them to eventually get you to the point you're let your guard down. You be like, oh, okay, I can trust this person, and stuff like that. And then, because again, it's good in the beginning. Everything is good in the beginning. Everything is laughing, smiles, and sunshines, rainbows. And then when the narcissist is like, okay, I got them, or, oh, okay, they're in love with me, then that's when they strike, like right then and there, right? And so, some people have to learn the hard way, and like I said, I've had this one person try to warn me, you guys. I think I told you guys about this a few times. Someone tried to warn me, but the mask, with the narcissism, he hadn't shown his mask. Like, it was like little bits and pieces would come out, because like I said, the narcissists, they like to do their tricks and their schemes, and they like to have their little setups. They'll do it behind the scenes. So they'll do it behind the scenes, or they'll try to pretend like they're not doing something. But they usually won't do it like out in public so other people can see it, because they like to keep a certain image. They don't want people to see who they really are, because they're all about the image, right? Just like I said, how like my aunt was all about the image, right? Everything looked great on paper. Everything looked great on paper, but behind those closed doors in her home, trust me, you do not want to be there. You do not want to be there at all, And same thing like with the male narc that I had a connection with at that time for 4 years. Everything looked great when we would go out and stuff. We would hang out and do little like fun nights and daytime stuff, and hang out. We would work on music and things like that. But when we would go home, it was just, yeah, it was abuse. It was abuse, and bullying, and little smart remarks, and put downs. And they'll also try to get you, they'll try to change you too. Like I said, they'll try to make you be a certain way. Like, they may say, oh, maybe you shouldn't wear your hair like this, or, oh, they'll say, oh, well, you should lose some weight, or, oh, that color doesn't look good on you, and stuff like that. They'll pick at you, they'll try to pick at you, because they're trying to break your self-esteem. They're trying to break your sense of self-worth. And the reason they do that is because they want to get you to the point where you'll stay with them, because they know that you deserve better. They know that there's other people out there that could treat you better and treat you with respect, but they don't want you to see that. They want you to devalue yourself. They want you to lose yourself, and they want you to self-destruct, right? They're trying to get you to self-sabotage. That's what they're trying to get you to do. And it's based off of their abuse. But once you can recognize it and see it for what it is, you're like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to do that, So you have to be able to see stuff like that. And the thing about it is, like I said, that's why it's really important for you to have the right people around, because like I said, the narcissist can not only manipulate you, but they'll also try to manipulate the people that are around you, so you don't see what it is that they're doing to you. You get me? So I hope that makes sense. Hold on. Yeah. And like I said, they'll do this over and over and over again. They'll do little stuff over and over and over again. Little small stuff. They'll do it every day. because eventually they think you're gonna lash out, or they think you're gonna, like, have an outburst. But it's just like, no, it's cool. I already see what you're doing. I know what's up, so I'm good. So, but yeah, so just be mindful, just be careful. But yeah, in terms of the narcissist having a soul, so let's look into it. Does a narcissist have a soul? This is interesting. Wow. So they're saying some good stuff on here. I gotta read this to you guys. Hold on. Let me read it. Well, let's read it. Yeah, it says, do narcissistic people have souls? So it says there is a deep emptiness in certain narcissists, a lack of empathy, sometimes horrible intentions. How do we guide or survive relationships with these people who are sometimes in our families? I have a deep emotional trauma from a family member, and I often wonder if there was a mission or a lesson in it for me. That's what somebody said. So somebody also said, in my opinion, experience, yes. This person says she thinks that the narcissist does have a soul. It says, so do psychopathic people. It's not just good people who have souls, but it says, but for me, this line of question is almost dismissive of a larger question. How do you heal from narcissistic abuse? What helped me was looking into more validating material that helped me identify patterns in narcissistic abuse. The only person who can answer if there was a spiritual lesson in it is you. It's different for everyone. I'm not a person who always believe that there's a lesson in abuse, but people's opinions on that varies. Familial abuse is always hard to cope with and process. Narcissistic abuse is so troublesome because there's a consistent pattern of abusers making victims question themselves. But the fact is that you were emotionally and psychologically abused. You deserve help and to heal yourself. And the person says narcissists will never take accountability. They will likely never heal, but that's not your problem or burden. It's your job. Our job as victims is to heal ourselves and to learn boundaries. So yeah. Yeah, somebody says all living organisms have a soul. Some people go astray and take the wrong path over many, many lifetimes. This darkens their soul and covers their spiritual spark deep within, obstructing it so that it cannot shine brightly. The spirit, if healthy and allowed to shine radiantly from the soul, is what allows a person to feel more deeply and empathize more easily. It is because people have buried their spirits in all kinds of negative propensities that they are not able to emphasize as easily or understand how what they are doing negatively impacts others. Okay. Very interesting. Wow. Interesting, I must say. So let's read one more and then we'll go to a different topic. Let me see. Let's take a look. So somebody else has a different opinion. Okay, so let's see. Oh boy, this one. Hold on. Hold on. Oh wow. Hold on, where did it go? Oh boy. Oh, look at the cute little baby. Wait, somebody was saying that they feel like the narcissist doesn't have a soul. And they said that's why they try to take yours, because it's like they don't have one. Hmm. Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's like, let me see here. Mm. Yeah, it says narcissists are just lost souls, man. It says this is a person, this was written 4 years ago, but they said Narcissists are just lost souls, man. Their existence on earth just makes no sense. There's nothing here on earth for them. Oh wow, that's kind of ooh. Lord help us all. Blue, you said research indicates that no contact is the best way. Yes, no contact. I'm telling you, like that is the best. That could save your life, to be honest. I mean, that saved me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like dealing with my aunt that was a narc for those 5 years, living with her, dealing with a male narc. So if you guys can imagine, I dealt with two narcissists at the same time. And I had no clue what I was dealing with. None. Like I never knew that existed. Like, so if guys can imagine how much abuse I was dealing with at that time, so I mean, imagine one, but two. And then I met another one. Well, he was a borderline, and I only dealt with him for 4 months. So if you can only imagine that. But okay, yeah. So it says they run from life themselves. They create their own alternative fantasy land to live in. They live a meaningless life in absolute terms. They're just nothing, which is why they're scared of being alone, because when they're alone, they're truly alone all by themselves in the black hole sucking them in, no attachment on earth, which keeps them somewhat alive in other people's attention and validation. Yeah, they're always seeking other people's attention and validation. They need that because without it, they feel empty inside. Like they don't love themselves, they don't like themselves, they actually hate themselves, and they do not respect themselves. So that's why they hate and they don't like or love anybody else, because they don't have that for themselves. So it's really sad, but it's just like that's what they chose, so you get what you give out. You know what I mean? But yeah, the no contact, that's the best thing that you can do. And now if you feel like you can't go no contact, then you have to just do things that's going to just really protect you, your sanity, your mental health, your emotions, and things like that. Because a narcissist is always going to try to poke you. They're going to try to poke the bear. They're trying to get you to react. They're going to do little stuff every day. They're going to keep doing it, stuff like that. So you just got to really be careful when you're dealing with these individuals. You know what I mean? So, like I said, they're like kids. You know how kids are, But like I said, I do love kids, but some of the ones that have not been disciplined, maybe let's say they haven't really heard the word no, or they haven't been able to take rejection, or, they feel like they have to get their way all the time, or they feel like, whatever, so that's why it's really good when you're a parent. You got to really make sure you're teaching your kids like morals. You have to teach them values. You have to teach them like you're gonna hear the word no. You're gonna get rejected. Like that's a part of life. Everybody gets rejected. You're gonna hear the word no. That's just a part of life. That's normal, right? But you don't stay there. You move on from it. You move past it. You don't hold on to stuff that doesn't want to be held on to. You have to let things go. That's just a part of life. If not, then you're just going to be miserable. So, I mean, like I said, some people choose to some people choose to live in misery. That's on them. That has nothing to do with you. So, let me see here. Hold on. So I hope that makes sense. Like I said, me personally, I don't know. I just feel like the narcissist, I don't know if they have a soul. Like I don't know. I just think it's so it's not there. I think they're ran by an entity that's just my personal opinion, but everybody, everybody has their own opinion. You know what I mean? So let me see here. Then I'm going to go on to another topic. Let's see. Yeah, it says they come across soulless because they are disconnected from their soul. It says if we don't have a soul, we would be dead. It says it's just they can't feel anymore. Okay. So, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Maybe they're just disconnected. I don't know, but yeah. It's but like I said, these are just opinions here. Um, but me personally, I'm just kind of like, I feel like if a person is doing something that hurts somebody and they know they're doing it, I don't know. I just think that that's evil. So I'm just like, mm, that's just evil. But anyway, so I hope that that made sense. All right. So the next topic, you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about why the narcissist has to pretend to be something that they're not. So I don't know. I was just thinking about this, and I was like, wow, like, when it comes to dealing with a narcissist, they have to pretend, and I'm only saying this just based off of like me living with my aunt for those 5 years. And like I said, even while living with her, the male narc that I had a connection with, it's just, it was all about pretending, and it was really sad, to be honest. And it was to the point, is like they were literally trying to get me to be like them, right? They wanted me to, behave like them. They wanted me to conform. They didn't want me to, branch off and live my own life. That, like, especially like my aunt, she really wanted to make it so that um, I would follow like what she's telling me to do. Like, she tried to make it seem like she had my best interest, and that, she was telling me the right stuff. And it's just like, I'm not saying that all of it wasn't like with some okay intentions, but for the most part, it was manipulation. You get me? And yeah, they have to pretend, you guys. And that's the other thing that I thought about, when the narcissist does something for you, they like to make it appear that they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart, but deep down they're doing it with like, they don't care about you at all. They don't care about what they're doing for you, or and things like that. They like try to give you a gift, or they try to do a favor for you, or they'll like loan you something, or they're supporting you in some way. A lot of times they're only doing it for the looks. They're doing it so that way they can brag to other people and say, oh, look, I did this. Look, I'm a good person. It's always with strings attached. They don't do anything just because they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. That's not how they operate, right? And they'll use that against you at a later time. Be like, oh, look, I did this for you. Oh, look, I did that for you. That's how you're going to treat me. You're going to leave me now. They'll, like I said, they'll try to use guilt, fear, obligation, and things like that to get their way with you, to try to get you to comply. Or, they'll do other stuff. They may try to blackmail you, or, they may get desperate. And like I said, they may try to get other people involved, to manipulate a situation and try to control something, other family members and friends and things like that. So, you have to really be careful. And the other thing, like I said too, is the narcissist likes to pretend because they have to keep up that false image, their false ego. They can't be themselves. They can't, and I think that's a reason why, they hate their victims, because they want to be their victims bad. Like, because they feel like that their victim has something that they don't. And what they're trying to do is they're actually trying to take it, by destroying you, or getting you to self-sabotage, or getting you to self-destruct, or getting you to like go crazy, or make you look crazy, or try to make you look bad, or try to frame you, or whatever they're trying to do. Is just like they actually want something from you, like, or they're trying to be you, or they're jealous of you, they're in competition with you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. At the end of the day, it's crazy, and you just got to recognize it. And It is what it is. Like, just if you're watching this, just understand you don't deserve that. You don't deserve to be mistreated like that. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's like your parent. I don't care if it's a friend or an associate. It doesn't matter who it is. You don't deserve to be mistreated. You don't deserve to be bullied or harassed or stalked or anything like that. It's unacceptable. It's disrespectful, and it shouldn't be tolerated. You shouldn't have to deal with that. And if it is, then you have to just understand that it's corrupt. It's a corrupt thing going on. And like I said, don't take it personal, because it could have been, if it wasn't you, it probably would have been somebody else. So don't take it personal. Just learn from it, and you just move on. You get me? Like, you don't allow, because somebody else is being toxic, that doesn't mean you have to be toxic just like them. Like, because I know some people, like I said, they have reached out to me, and they're like, hey, Joy, like, I want to get revenge. Like, I want to get the narcissist back. I want them to feel how they made me feel, and this and this and that. It's just like, with a narcissist, they're not going to feel that. And because they don't care. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's good that you don't play their game, because you can't, like, whatever game that they are playing, they've done that with other people. So if you don't engage, it's like you're not doing anything. So it's just like, whatever, you get me? But don't take revenge on the narcissist, though. Don't do that, because you're only going to hurt yourself, right? You don't want to be like the narcissist, because if the narcissist feels like you've given them an injury or anything like that, then they're going to try to retaliate against you or do something to you. But you don't do that. You allow God to handle it. Remember, God is the one that's in control. He's the one that fights your battles. God will let you know which battle to fight and which battle to give to him. Like, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to allow God to fight this battle, because God will always win. Because with a narcissist, they're demonic, they're evil. You get me? And so evil never wins over God. God is good. So you just always have to keep that in mind. Even the devil himself, like, he answers to God. Like, nobody is powerful than God himself. So just remember that and keep that in mind always, right? So yeah. So I hope that made sense. And the thing about God too, like, I'm just so, like, fascinated with God, because me being on this journey, I've grown so close to God, and God has always let me know that he's never left me. He's never forsaken me, and he never will disappoint me. People will disappoint you. People will reject you. People will abandon you. People will turn their back on you. And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be family members. It could be friends. It could be associates. People will do it. But the thing that I love about God is that he will never do that to you. He will never do that to you. And God has the best intentions for you. God has a love for you that you have maybe never gotten from anybody in your life. Maybe you tried to get love from people, but there's no love like the love that God has for you. And the good thing is, once you are on your journey, you've healed and did different things, then it's to the point where God will bring the right people into your life, like the better connections, better people with better intentions and things like that, that may be more in an alignment with you. But without having God in your life, I'm telling you guys, it's not pretty. It's not cute. It's not funny. Like, for real. Like, with God, he has really, yeah, he's changed me for the better. And I am so grateful for him. I'm never turning my back on God, because he's been there for me, and he's made me know that, like, it's nothing to fear. It's nothing to be afraid of. God is everything. I mean, I fear God. I'll tell you that. I fear God. I must say that that's one thing that I am afraid of, is God. That's it. Like, but anything else is just like, God's in control, and this is God's universe. And that's a good way to think. If you have faith, you always have to remember that it'll take you far. It'll take you very, very far. You gotta, like, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in God, and you have to know that you have the best intentions for everyone. And if other people don't see it, if other people don't value it, then it's just like, it is what it is. Like, whatever. It's cool. So, but yeah, I hope that was helpful in that regards. Let me look here. Let me see. All right, you guys. So I did want to, but yeah, just keep in mind that the narcissist will pretend. And, to be honest, like I said, that is just not a good way to live. It's like, you don't want to live like that. You want to live with good intentions, and you don't want to be fake. Like, being a fake person is, because then when you're fake, you attract other fake people. You attract fake situations, fake environments, and life would just not be how you think, or it'll just be a life of um just a life where it's just not right. It's just not right, and it's just not um true to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unauthentic, very just low level, low surface stuff. It's just you know, it's not good. So you want to make sure that you're not pretending, like you're being real as you can, and just be honest. Don't lie about stuff. When you're a liar, that's actually how you ruin yourself. When you lie, you actually kill your self-esteem, you kill your self-worth, and you kill your value. When you tell the truth, that's how you build up your value. When you lie, you destroy it. You sabotage yourself when you lie. That's one thing that I learned too. So try your best not to lie. Even if you tell little white lies, I understand. But for the most part, especially if you have to protect yourself from a toxic person or a nosy person or a negative person, you may have to tell little white lies to them. But just in generally speaking, normal people don't lie. Just be honest, tell the truth, you know? Um, but yeah, you guys, I wanted to touch on cognitive dissonance really quickly because, again, y'all know I don't like to make this video too long because it is a Sunday. Cognitive dissonance. Look, let's talk about this. So, is a psychological state that occurs when someone has conflicting beliefs, attitudes, or values, or when their actions contradict their beliefs. It says this can lead to feelings of discomfort, tension, or anxiety. To resolve this tension, people may change their beliefs or behaviors, justify or explain away the conflicting information, ignore the conflicting information, and persuade themselves that there is no conflict. So again, I did touch on these examples. So eating unhealthy food, someone may not want to eat healthier. Someone may want to eat healthier, but they may feel stuck because they find healthy foods expensive and fast foods more affordable. Not exercising. Someone might make a New Year's resolution to exercise more, but they cut back. But they cut back because they're tired. And then also somebody could say that how cognitive dissonance can come up is being torn between loyalty and doing what's right. Someone might see a friend steal something, but hesitate to rat them out because they don't want to lose the friendship. And again, I did talk about smoking. Someone might dislike the physical side effects of smoking, but it feels relaxing and helps with stress. Or this could also be with drinking too. Somebody may know like, hey, I drink too much, but it helps with their stress, or maybe they get drunk and it kind of helps them go into a different reality for a couple of hours, and they have a hangover, and then back to reality. Or it could also be going back to the narcissist, right? So let's say you could have dealings with a narcissist. Sorry about it, I keep touching my nose, my bad, keeps itching, but let's say the narcissist is not good for you, but maybe let's say if they call you and text you, you might respond, or maybe you may miss them, or you may miss the good times, and if they reach out, you respond, or vice versa, you may reach out to them. Or again, if it's like maybe you were intimate with the narcissist, and like I said, you're not supposed to be intimate with this person, but you engage in with them intimately again, and like, hey, I shouldn't have did that, but you do it anyway, and things like that. So, but that they're not for you, but you still do it anyway. So that's the cognitive dissonance. And that's also how it happens too when you're ready to break free or you're ready to leave. And I can be honest, I did have this thing with the cognitive dissonance when it came to the narcissist. This was a big thing that I had to overcome because I was confused. Like I said, like in my mind, I focused too much on the good memories. I was really just really confused about everything. I just couldn't like understand it. I was lost. Like I said, I didn't really have too many people around me that went through what I went through. And like I said, luckily, I was building my relationship with God, that God kind of helped me see things clearly too. And, thank goodness I had, maybe a handful of people around me that I could say that I can trust, because these days it's not too many, unfortunately. It's sad because a lot of times most people are around you because they want to use you for something, or they want to take something from you, or they're trying to be like you, or they're trying to get to a certain level, and they feel like they can use you for it, or they feel like they can take it from you or steal it, or it's just like most people unfortunately don't have the best intentions. And it's sad that it's like that. It's really sad. But the good thing is that there are a few good people out there. I must say there are, but it's not that many, unfortunately. And it's only getting worse due to the fact that, some people are out here, having these relationships, and they're making these children, and these children are not growing up in the best environments. Sometimes if they do grow up in certain environments, they get taken advantage of sexually, they get harassed, they get stalked, they get sexually abused, or sometimes they may have to go into a group home, and they're not raised by their mom and their dad, so they don't understand certain stuff. Or they, even when it goes to like being in elementary school, they get into fights or they get bullied, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, and things like that. So you got to really, really be careful, you guys. I'm telling you, when it comes to parenting, when you're having children, that's not something to take lightly. This is a human being coming into this world. That's why I recommend you guys, if you have not, get my children's book called I Feel Misunderstood, because it's really going to help your babies. I'm telling you, if you can help your kids work through their insecurities, or maybe people bullying them, or people stalking them and harassing them, or people making fun of them or putting them down, reading this book is really going to help them to deal with stuff like this, or maybe they feel like they can't express themselves, or they can't be themselves, due to society, or, other environments. Make sure that you have them get that book. Or if you know somebody dealing with this, share that book with them, or share Your Pain Will Make You Successful, for the young adults dealing with stuff like that, mental health concerns and issues, and, reclaim your life back, for folks that have dealt with narcissistic abuse, or maybe it's good information for them to have in general. Generally speaking, you get me? Because this stuff is very important, you guys. These narcissists, they're out there. They're lurking and waiting for their next victim. They're waiting for their next target, and you could be a target. I'm telling you, because it was me. To be honest, it was me, and luckily, like I said, I had God on my side. So, with God, you can overcome anything. You don't have to be scared or be afraid of anything. If anything, people are afraid and scared of you, to be honest, and you're not even doing anything to people. You're just living your life, and people are scared of you. And it's just like, you want to help people. That's all you want to do. You want to help people. You're not trying to harm anybody. You're not trying to hurt anybody, but people want to hurt and harm you just because of like, whatever reason. And you have nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to be careful of. Be mindful. You got to protect your kids. I'm telling you guys, you got to protect these kids from these predators, from these narcissists, from these demons. You know what I mean? It's true. It's true. No one's going to speak on it. No one's going to talk about it, but we got to tell your kids about it, because if not, then who's going to help them? Who's going to lead them in the right direction? So let me see here. Let me look. Oh, but yeah, back to the cognitive dissonance though. So let me see. Okay, but yeah, so cognitive dissonance occurs when a person's behavior and beliefs do not complement each other, or when they hold to contradictory beliefs. Yeah. It causes a feeling of discomfort and can motivate people to try to feel better. People may do this via defensive mechanism such as avoidance. So, Cognitive dissonance, maybe you know like something is not right, but you could be trying to avoid it. Maybe you don't want to talk about it. Maybe you don't want to address it. Um, a lot of victims have this way of behavior, especially when they get out of the abuse, with their the perpetrator, the abuser, and things like that, right? So yeah, right. Yeah, so it says 5 common types of cognitive dissonance. It says there are 5 primary types of cognitive dissonance: post decisional dissonance, dissonance from wanting something we can't have, dissonance due to inconsistency between attitude and behavior, dissonance due to inadequate justification, and dissonance due to inconsistency behavior between commitment and information. You know? Wow, this is interesting. So, cognitive distortion, error in the thinking process, automatic thought, error in this thought pattern, different from logical falsities. I hope I said that right. Cognitive dissonance occur when two opposite opposing thoughts reside in the same mind, generating inner conflicts and psychological distress. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely, cognitive dissonance happens to all victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse, for sure. Yeah, because the narcissist wants to make you their victim. They want to victimize you because they've been victimized. It happened to them, so they want to lash out on you, right? All right. So that's what they want to do. They want you to feel fear. They want you to be stressed out. They want to silence you. They don't want you to tell people like who they really are. They want to make you be quiet. They want you to shut up. They don't want you to talk about how they treated you behind the scenes. They don't want you to tell people about. Now some of them they may want to because they want the attention. They like, hey, yeah, say something. That's why I'm bothering you every day. That's why I'm following you around. I'm watching you and I'm doing little stuff because I want you to say something, right? Sometimes they want you to, right? So it just depends. It depends on the narcissist, to be honest. Right? All right. So let me see here. And they think like they feel like you don't know that they're watching. It's like you know that they're watching. They probably watch your stuff every day and look at your stuff every day. All right. So yeah, so signs of cognitive dissonance. And we'll talk a little bit more about this, but basically it's questioning the decisions you've made, experiencing discomfort because your values don't concord with your environment, feeling guilt or shame based on your decisions or beliefs, and difficulties rationalizing or justifying your actions or the actions of others. Yeah. So yeah, this is good. So example of cognitive dissonance in a relationship. So when individuals experience cognitive dissonance, they might double down on negative behaviors to maintain consistencies with their beliefs. For example, a partner who believes they are always right consistently dismisses their partner's valid concerns, perpetrating cycles of conflict and misunderstanding. Okay. Yeah. So again, how narcissists cause cognitive dissonance is by creating a situation where the victim perception of reality is constantly questioned, a tactic known as gaslighting. Narcissists can induce a state of chronic cognitive dissonance in their victims. So the narcissist will cause you to have cognitive dissonance, whether it'll usually happen while you're in the connection or relationship, or it could be a friendship. And it also happens like maybe if they discard you or you discard them, or if either one goes no contact, and then after it'll happen again. Once you have broken free from them, your mind will play tricks on you, or the narcissist wants to play mind games with you too, to try to confuse you. They try to have you in two different minds, or they try to have you feeling conflicted about them in your life, or their position in your life, and if you're making the right decision. That what they're trying to do is try to make you make the wrong decision. They're trying to make you they're trying to make you to go backwards instead of go forward. Like the narcissist wants to keep you where they're at. They don't want you to like move on and, live your life and be happy and stuff like that and move past them, because they just want you to stay stuck. They want you to stay miserable just like them. Misery likes company. So they want you to stay right where they're at. And the same thing with the narc parents as well as the narc in-laws. They'll do the same thing. They don't want their children to, go out and live their life and, do what they're supposed to do, right? Be an adult, right? The narcissist wants to keep their children, their adult children. They want to keep them infant-like, so they can have all the power, they can have all the control. And the narcissistic parent feels like your competition to the narcissistic parent feels like their own children are competition to them. The narcissist doesn't want their child to outdo them. That's how the narc parent thinks, you guys. They do not care about their children at all. They don't even care about themselves. They only care about themselves and how they look to the outside. They care about their image. That's it. And how it's going to make them look to other people. That's all they care about. I'm telling you guys, these people are not good. I'm not even judging, because I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm not God. I don't claim to be. I'm just God's child. But what these individuals do is not right. It's not right. And it's unacceptable. So, but anyways, you guys, we'll kind of go in depth more with the cognitive dissonance. But I hope that this was helpful and insightful. Hopefully you guys learned something. And again, like I said, I know we have the narcissists out there watching. They have to lurk, and they're always trying to scheme and trying to sabotage and come up with things they're always trying to do. So it is what it is. But just understand, like I said, God is in control. So allow God to handle stuff. Like I said, don't try to get revenge on the narcissist. Just keep doing you, keep living your life and moving on, moving forward, and all that good stuff. But if you guys want to reach out to me for any support, make sure that you do go to my website, or you can send me an email at livenarcfree.com. Or like I said, if you guys want to inquire about any of my self-study books, or any of my courses, or any coaching, any 90-day coaching programs that I have available, you guys can look into that as well. And don't forget, you guys can order a sugar scrub. I still have my sugar scrub here. Definitely going to be getting that coming out very, very soon, as far as scents and things like that. People love the scrub. It smells so bomb. So good. I love this scrub. It's just so amazing. It feels amazing on the skin. People love this scrub, and I'm just like, ooh, I love it too. But so get a scrub. Order a sugar scrub. They are $27. You can order them. They're on my website as well. You can go to Joy Larkin Skincare. You can go to the site, get a sugar scrub. All that good stuff. I definitely got to do a restock very shortly. And what else? Definitely have some other stuff coming out. Keep you guys posted. But yeah, you guys, love yourself, stay positive and just keep moving forward. That's the best advice that I can give. So I love you guys. Hugs, always and forever. So I love you all. Make sure that you do give this video a like, share, and subscribe. And that way other people can see it. And if you guys are feeling called to, if you guys would like to leave a donation, it definitely does help with the continuation of these videos, and also helps with helping former victims and survivors heal and move on and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. Because I'm pretty sure you guys know that some people are silenced by the narcissist. Some people don't want to talk about it. Some people avoid it. Some people want to keep the peace. Some people are just like, oh, whatever, just let it go. It's just like, no, like, it's not right. So you have to speak out, speak up, because if you don't do it, then no one else is going to do it. So, but yes, speak up, speak out, love yourself, love God, and keep God first. So I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. And don't forget any other topics that you guys want me to do. Please feel free to leave it in the comment box below, or leave it underneath this video, or leave it in the chat if you're still in the room. But anyway, I love you guys always and forever. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.